So, what are we going to need today? Kettlebell. Kettlebell. Not a kettlebell, kettlebell. Now, if you don't have a kettlebell, it's totally fine. You've got options. You can use a dumbbell and hold it like this and swing it like this. Don't have a dumbbell, you say? You know what you might have? Dog toy. No weight at all. Not too challenging, but you can still do it. Or you can hold a water bottle. Very modest amount of weight, like a pound. Anyway, feel free to get creative. We're going to start with a goblet squat. With the kettlebell. Tucked in with your elbows. Tucked in to your midline. Arms strong. Sternum upright. Head slightly retracted. Cueing your knees to go slightly out as you hinge at your hips. And then back up. As I'm descending and ascending, I'm keeping the kettlebell tucked close and cueing the knees slightly out as though we're pushing into a TheraBand. Let's do 2 more. All right. Set the kettlebell down. Next, I'm going to line up my toes with the kettlebell, which you may not be able to see. It's on the ground. Take a hip width distance stance with my feet, perhaps slightly wider, and just hinge. And touch the kettlebell with my fingers. And hinge back up. Hinge. Rise. I'm hinging from my hips, bending the knees, and coming up. A little snap forward in the hips, almost like you're bridging up. Next, I'll grab the kettlebell at the bottom and lift up. And down. One more like that. Now, next comes the kettlebell swing. Grab a hold of the bell, and on the way up, I use my hips to drive upward and forward, but I'm going to let the arms swing just a little bit. Now the movement continues to be motivated by the hips, the hinge, and the contraction back up. I've got a little bit of protraction in my shoulders. The wrists are pretty neutral. And the bell's not coming up any higher than my shoulders. And there's your basic swing. Do this with, you can experiment with a one-arm swing. So the one-arm swing, all the same components. You're going to hinge at the hips, you're going to get a nice strong grip, and you're going to come up with snappy hips. And again, I'm not lifting the kettlebell much higher than my rib cage. I'm not trying to motivate the movement from my arm. It continues to be a hip dominant movement. A lot of work from the legs. And again, as I'm squatting down, And rising up, continuing to drive the thighs slightly out toward the little toes. And then I'm going to switch sides. I keep the head fairly high, as opposed to this. You can find your own way into your favorite version, but I recommend at least trying to keep the neck and the head upright. Okay, last two single-armed kettlebell swings. There we go. And one more exercise is to just do a bicep curl and hold. If you want a little more, add a press. It's actually quite a robust movement for your wrist in this position. So I'm going to do a little ladder. Left side's a little weaker, it's a bit more challenging. So I'm going to try 3 now on this side. And 3 now on this side. All right. So those are our asymmetrical kettlebell exercises. One-arm swings and one-arm bicep curls with a hold and a press. Next. Circles. Imagine a big halo around your head. Could be around your forehead. Could be a little lower. Looks like a necklace around your neck. And in the opposite direction. All right. And lastly, an overhead press. One arm. And down. So the bell comes up like a bicep curl. Supported press. And down. 5 per side. That's 3. That's 4. And that's 5. Let's switch sides. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. All right. Okay, next in the kettlebell series, we're going to do a lunge with a little rowing movement, pulling exercise. So I'm going to put my left foot forward, square up the hips, put a little bend in the knees, flex in the hips, and then the left leg forward, right arm forward. I'm going to pull. I'm lifting up a little suitcase. And as I pull, I'm going to focus on squeezing the shoulder blade into my midline, flush into the back, really using some big, strong, deep upper back muscles, in addition to, of course, just the arm and right in the shoulder. With these last 4, I'm even keeping the lunge a little bit. I'm going to change sides. sides. So with the new right foot forward and the kettlebell on the left, we'll hinge in the hips, square it up. My arms approximately in line with my shin. And then I'll start those upward pulls. And these pulling exercises, as you may well know, they offer a nice complement to pushing exercises, which we tend to get a lot of, especially in yoga. Don't stop doing those pushing exercises, they're great. But we want to balance with some pulling exercises. Okay, last 3. All right, back to center. So one more little sequence with the bells. A chopping action. So we're moving at a diagonal from upper right to lower left. I'm pivoting a little in my foot and turning slightly in my hip. And obviously twisting through the spine, moving through the plane of circumduction. And if you want the high to go higher and the low to go lower, temper it according to your capacity and your desired outcome. Let's come back to center. So that rotational movement can travel from your shoulder height to the hip height. You can go from the ear down to the thigh. And as you wish, it can go further from the head to the knee, really as much range as you want to put into it. And last 2. And then we'll wrap it up with just a few straight ahead swings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, thank you.